have been looking at the macro picture, Ramesh, and also getting our viewers abreast of how these election results really impact different sectors. Let's also take a look at how these figures really impacted the markets. Well, the Indian markets have shown a green thumbs up to the BJP's win in the state elections after opening on heavy losses with benchmark Sensex falling more than 800 points. It was almost a U-turn for the Indian equity benchmarks. The Sensex gained momentum after news of the BJP gaining lead started pouring in and was back trading above 33,000 mark. The 30-share BSE Sensex closed up with 138.71 points at the figure of 33,601.68, and the 50-share NSE Nifty gained 55.50 points at 10,388.80. The results touted as the semi-finals for the 2019 elections are also being watched closely by global analysts and rating agencies. That's a big thumbs up that the markets trading in green definitely have given out those election results in the states of Gujarat and Himachal Pradesh. Ramesh, this is of course an indicator that, as we've been discussing all along, economic policies, economic reforms have been a major factor that have played up in these elections, something that the Congress also tried to latch on to in terms of the anti-GST sentiment, in terms of the demonetization move, but failed on that front, to say the least.
Without doubt, Molly, as Vijay Rupani, Chief Minister of Gujarat, said there, he sees this electoral victory as an endorsement of Modi government's economic policies, and that presumably includes goods and services tax. Remember, this was the first election to be held after the introduction of the goods and services tax, or GST, and that does not seem to have dented or affected the political fortunes of the BJP either in Gujarat or in Himachal Pradesh.
And a telling factor is that the trader-intensive belt of Surat, something that the Congress was hinging its hopes on. Even though there has been anger simmering against GST, against demonetization, the Congress wanted to capitalize on that. But as the figures indicate, especially in those belts, the Congress has not been able to latch on to that sentiment to its favor.
Right, and joining us now live from the WION newsroom is our colleague Sumit Chaturvedi. Sumit, what does the market look like now as we speak?
Today, market jumped 1,000 points. We calculate 800 points down and 200 points up. Total 1,000 point game it gained when started. We can see here when markets opened, they opened quite low, 800 points losses. By the time they ended, they had once touched 300 points above also. So clearly 1,000 point gains, hardly it happens. The biggest factor here was Gujarat play. And since the day when it started and the news started trickling in then that BJP, it could be tough for BJP to retain Gujarat, the market spooked. This spooked the markets and it came down crashing by 800 points. Sensex was down by 800 points. Some buying happened, it recovered. But later on, when the news started trickling in that overall BJP is getting good foothold in Gujarat, markets were back and they gained good 300 points. By the time they ended, they were up by 150 to 160 points. A good day for market here as well. A lot of trading has happened. Remember, these Gujarat elections were, we can say that, kind of test for overall BJP government, its policies, its reforms, and somehow it has been thumbs up by a certain section of Gujarat traders, and that's why it has not gone down bad with overall economy and reforms. Going forward, what happens, it's a different thing. But right now, the markets looks quite certain. It closed with gains of around 160 points. That's a good day for market over there in India. Nifty also came once in the distance of 33,400 and it regained that distance later on. So good day for market. It made a U-turn. First it fell in the morning by 800 points. Then it gained 200 points. So overall it gained 1,000 points within one single day. Overall 1.2% gain. It made a whole U-turn and came back overall to gain a good high. So markets have closed at record highs once again. Good day for markets over there, as the elections have proved once again that BJP's reforms could go forward, could continue, because BJP has retained Gujarat and has won one another state, Himachal Pradesh.
I was just coming to that, Sumit. What explains the U-turn, according to you, in terms of the early trends, where the market, of course, fell and reacted sharply to those figures, and now we've seen a major turnabout in terms of those market sentiments?
So absolutely, the market sentiment is quite bullish now. It appears now, we were talking to certain analysts, they say that by the Christmas, it could be a ho-ho party, that markets can go and touch 35,000 mark. It is quite possible. It all depends what kind of reactions market will make tomorrow. And if it continues its upward march, the markets could very well end the year, in fact, with 35,000 point touching Sensex, and Nifty also touching around 11,000, more than 11,000 mark. That will be a historic year for markets there, because today, in this year, it started on a very sober note with budget and good announcements, but by the time it ended, GST had played this spoil sport for BJP. But now after the elections, BJP will take some cues and some lessons, but nevertheless, the reforms will go on. On this market is bullish, and it could touch 35,000 mark by the end of the year, as analysts are saying.
All right, Sumit, thanks for that, and a recap in a way of how the markets really reacted through the day to the election result figures. Let's also now take a step back and look at the larger picture once again of how these election figures have really been watched, not just domestically, not just in the state of Gujarat and beyond, at the national level. Remember, this is a precursor in a way to the 2019 mega battle, an election which has had national implications. But beyond that as well, across the border and across the world, which has been keenly watching the Gujarat elections in India, our Bangladesh Bureau Chief Saad Hamadi got in touch with some of the leading figures in Bangladesh who talk about how and whether BJP's win in Gujarat matters to them. Take a listen in to what they shared.
Since India right now is the huge regional power, they are not going to change their foreign policy frequently. Rather, if we see on behalf of the Bangladesh, or considering the relationship between India and Bangladesh, then we will see that this relation will further boost up, because Gujarat elections has already given Modi a further boost up. So therefore, the bilateral what we have right now, it will go further. Because still this relation is congenial, very friendly. We have a lot of outstanding issues, mainly the waters and all other issues. But however, if Modi is there as the PM, even after next 2019 general elections, then I think all the bilateral outstanding issues will be solved one after another.
Congratulations to BJP for winning this election. And we are Bangladeshi, as a Bangladeshi importer, cotton importer, we are expecting good quality of cotton from Gujarat. And if Gujarat government supported their farmer, cotton will be developed easily. And being a largest cotton importing country, for your kind information, we imported Indian cotton last year 46%.
And staying on Bangladesh, Molly, the former Bangladesh Deputy High Commissioner to India, Humayun Kabir, while speaking to WION, said that the results of the Gujarat elections have reaffirmed Prime Minister Narendra Modi's popularity. Let's listen in.
We know about the Gujarat model, development model, and in fact, Prime Minister Modi has transferred that model to a larger Indian context, and that was his last election slogan, main slogan. And it looks like that in Gujarat itself, that model, or the confidence of the people, is still there on that model. And if I just take it forward, it looks like that Prime Minister Modi will continue to harp on this model, and maybe perhaps he will go into next election with that model. Now, his leadership has been reaffirmed by this election victory, definitely, and he will feel good. But we are also seeing challenges coming out from the Congress as well. For example, the number has been reduced now, with certain segments of population, Congress is doing better, and they have now a young leadership.
All right, so it is getting to 5:30 India time this evening, and the big news we are tracking here on WION this moment, BJP has won 85 seats and the Congress 70, and this clearly seems to be heading only in one direction, and the BJP is almost near the 100 mark now, and the Himachal Pradesh elections results also coming in. The BJP has won both the states of Gujarat and Himachal Pradesh. That's the big news coming in from the two assembly elections, the results of which were declared and counted earlier today. And just to bring our viewers up to speed with all the latest news coming in, Prime Minister Narendra Modi wins the prestige battle in Gujarat as the BJP is voted back for a record 6th time in the key state. This despite demonetization and the hiccups of the Goods and Services Tax or GST. The Gujaratis chose to repose their faith in Prime Minister Modi. Meanwhile, Hardik Patel's high-octane Patidar agitation has fallen flat on its face. This despite drawing lakhs of people to his rallies, Hardik failed to swing Gujarat away from Narendra Modi. This in spite of the fact that he blames EVMs or the electronic voting machines for the loss. In other news, the Congress does better than the 2012 elections but fails again to get the numbers. Rahul Gandhi congratulates the BJP and the people for the victory. And Jignesh Mevani and Alpesh Thakur win in their respective seats, but caste-based agitations fail to make any impact against Prime Minister Narendra Modi's campaign, which focused on development and Hindutva. And finally, it was BJP's show all the way in Himachal Pradesh as well. The Saffron Party is all set to win well over 40 seats and will oust the Congress, which had been battling anti-incumbency in the state. All right, we'll get you more news and updates as we go along, but this is the news we are tracking here on WION this moment. At 5:30 p.m. India time, BJP has already won 85 seats and is leading on 14 other seats. So in total, the BJP is either won or leading on 99 seats as compared to the Indian National Congress, which has won 70 seats and is leading on 7. The results for 160 seats are already out. BJP leading at 85, the Congress 70, NCP at 1, the Bharatiya Tribal Party at 2, and Independents 2. All right, it's been as thrilling as watching a T20 cricket match. The BJP, as I said, has won both the states of Gujarat and Himachal Pradesh. But the surprise was the fight that the Congress put up. Now, leads are in for all of Gujarat's 182 seats, and the BJP has crossed the majority mark. The majority mark in the Gujarat Assembly, as you may be aware, is 92. The Congress has won 79 seats. That's a gain for the party. Now, this morning, when counting started, the contest seemed headed for a photo finish. 1 minute, the BJP was ahead. And the next minute, the Congress surged. The markets crashed 800 points on opening. They recovered, however, once the trend settled in after 10 in the morning. Gujarat's Chief Minister Vijay Rupani also faced a tough fight but managed to retain his seat in the end. Now, winning Gujarat, his home state, is also a matter of prestige for Prime Minister Narendra Modi. While entering Parliament earlier today, he flashed the victory sign. All right, and just to bring our viewers up to speed with all that has happened in the last hour or so, we heard from both from the BJP and the Congress camps. From the BJP, we heard BJP President Amit Shah address a media conference here in New Delhi, whereas the Congress press conference was addressed by spokesperson Randeep Surjewala along with former Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot. Amit Shah went on to say that India, he says, is moving away from the politics of caste, dynasty and vote bank and entering a new era, to quote him, the politics of performance, which focuses on development and meeting people's expectations. He also said that the BJP has been winning the state since 1990 and this is the 6th time the party will form a government in the state. He also highlighted the fact that the BJP vote share has increased from 47.85% in 2012 to 49.1% when votes last came in today.
दो 0 से हम जीते हैं। हिमाचल में को कांग्रेस मुक्त किया है और गुजरात को फिर से बीजेपी युक्त किया है। ये जीत इस बात का ऐलान है कि 2019 में नरेंद्र मोदी जी अपार बहुमत से भारत की सरकार बनाएंगे।
आज एक बहुत अच्छा दिन है। गुजरात के रिजल्ट और आपके हिमाचल के दोनों रिजल्ट ये दर्शाते हैं कि हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी का पूरे देश के अंदर कितनी इज्जत है और कितना बड़ा वर्चस्व है और उनकी वजह से हमारे सबके स्टेट्स के अंदर भारतीय जनता पार्टी को आगे बढ़ाने का काम हम लोग सब अपने हाथ में लेके कर रहे हैं।
दोनों राज्यों में जो एग्जिट पोल में जो ट्रेंड आ रहा था उसी दिशा के अंदर परिणाम है। हिमाचल में तो प्रचंड बहुमत से सरकार बन रही है और गुजरात में 22 साल तक सत्ता में रहने के बाद भी और जबकि नरेंद्र मोदी जैसा नेतृत्व नहीं था गुजरात में, उसके बावजूद बीजेपी अपनी सीटों को बरकरार रख रही है। ये बहुत बड़ी उपलब्धि है। ये नरेंद्र मोदी जी की जीत, अमित शाह की जीत है और ये विकास की जीत है।
मेरी दृष्टि से मेरी अपेक्षा के कृत वो एक चुनाव परिणाम है। 100 के आसपास बीजेपी को सीटें मिलेगी ऐसा मेरा अंदाज था।
All right, I'm now joined by my colleague Molly Gambhir, who is standing by with more news and updates. Let's listen in. Over to you, Molly.
Thanks for that, Ramesh. In terms of the figures, in terms of the reactions over the last few hours, we have been getting our viewers minute-by-minute developments in terms of reactions. Remember, it's been very interesting, the trajectory that the reactions and the back and forth that's been doing the rounds in the run-up to the elections and post-election results as well. How the entire campaign was heavily identity-centric. We've seen that back and forth persisting even after the results have come out in the kind of rebuttals that have been coming in, that have been exchanged between the BJP and the Congress in terms of those statements, in terms of those live press briefings. Let's now take our viewers once again through the numbers that are coming in. Now, in the state of Gujarat first, we have been talking about how the BJP had rather ambitious plans when it comes to the vote share that it wanted to garner. Important to highlight here, these are the figures that are coming in each minute. They have been updated, but also the target that the BJP was staring at in the run-up to the election throughout. It had emphasized on how 150 is the number that it has set its eyes on, something that it's not been able to do. 99 is the figure that the BJP is now looking at. The Congress is looking at a considerable figure of 80. What seems to have also worked in the favor of the Congress, of course, is the youth factor in terms of Hardik Patel and the young leaders that have been catapulted into the political scene with the Congress joining hands with these leaders and the issues that they have really brought around. Does this really mean that the BJP has not been able to capture the pulse of the real issues? Not really, because this is the figure that is looking at, in spite of the wave of anti-incumbency. 22 years is the period that Gujarat has been, has been ruled by the BJP. It has now, in spite of that anti-incumbency sentiment, managed to capture 99, but reiterating that 150 and 99, a huge gap there in terms of the numbers. We're also looking at the kind of vote share that has been garnered by the BJP and the Congress. Interestingly, in terms of the issues, economic issues like GST, like demonetization, something that the BJP and the Congress tried to latch on to, but more for the Congress in terms of the trader-intensive belts of Surat. That's not really something that's really worked for the Congress, but again, looking at the party position, 49% is the vote share for the BJP as opposed to 43% for the Congress. Others looking at an 8% mark. Back to you, Ramesh.
All right, so let's take a moment now to talk a bit about the other players who have played a role in the Gujarat elections this year. We've spoken about Narendra Modi, we've spoken about Rahul Gandhi, but what about Hardik Patel, who also played a crucial role in shoring up support for the Congress party in this year's Gujarat election? Let's listen to what he had to say earlier today.
आज जो भी निर्णय गुजरात के अंदर आए हैं, हम इतना तो कह सकते हैं कि गुजरात की जनता जागरूक हुई, लेकिन अभी बहुत ही जागरूक होने की जरूरत है। पॉलिटिकली सूरत, राजकोट और अहमदाबाद के कुछ इलाकों में 12 से 15 सीटों पर जो 200 से लेकर 800 और 1000 तक जो हार जीत का जो अंतर रहा है, वहां पर ईवीएम टेम्परिंग का बड़ा मुद्दा है।
वडगाम के सारे ज्ञाति और समुदाय के लोग मेरे समर्थन में खड़े रहे और आज करीब 20,000 की लीड के साथ मैं जीता हूं। तो वडगाम की जनता को भी मैंने प्रॉमिस दिया था कि मैं जीतूं या हारूं, आप मुझे वोट दे या ना दे, दोनों स्थिति में मैं आपकी लड़ाई लड़ूंगा, आपके हक और अधिकार के लिए आपके साथ सदा खड़ा रहूंगा। तो इस बात को इम्प्लीमेंट करते हुए कल सुबह में पालनपुर के यहाँ के जो डिस्ट्रिक्ट कलेक्टर है उनको मेमोरेंडम सबमिट करूंगा और कहूंगा कि यहाँ पर सड़कें क्यों नहीं है, वो सड़कें बनाना चालू करो। साथ साथ मैं मानता हूँ वडगाम के साथ साथ गुजरात की 6.5 करोड़ जनता में जितने भी वंचित वर्ग है, जितने भी शोषित तबके हैं, उन सभी की आवाज गुजरात की असेंबली में बुलंद करूंगा।
लैक ऑफ रिसोर्सेज हमें सबसे ज्यादा जो नुकसान पहुंचा वो हमारे पास संसाधन नहीं थे चुनाव लड़ने के लिए।
And he also said, I am a Gujarati, I am a son of Gujarati. These things were not necessary for a Prime Minister. He is a Prime Minister of the country. He should not say that I am a Gujarati, you must vote for Gujarati, or Gujarat people, if they want to survive in the entire country and world, the Modi is required. So such things they spread it. So that's why in emotion even 1% works. That is enough for them to win the election.
All right, so those have been sentiments largely that we have been getting to you, cutting across the political spectrum. Strong reactions that have been coming in through the day as a part of our continuing coverage as we've been getting you the minute-by-minute focus in terms of the issues, in terms of the rebuttals that have been exchanged between the BJP and the Congress. Ramesh, very interestingly, entirely in the back and forth, we've seen how development has remained the crux issue. Congress has, of course, tried to latch on to that anti-GST settlement, but not been able to do so. In terms of the rebuttal that we've seen coming in from the Congress, again, stressing on how BJP has failed to capture the voters' mind, capture the real issues in hand, but the numbers are telling us a different story.
Absolutely, Molly. If the number, which is currently hovering around 99 for the BJP, will remain below the three-figure mark, then, as Mamata Banerjee said, this could be interpreted as a moral defeat for the BJP. Now, that's a very moot point, and this point will be debated for many hours and days on end going forward. But the fact remains that the BJP at the moment is leading on 99 seats, including 85 that it has won already. It's leading on 14 other seats, so the tally goes up to 99. And the Congress has won 71 seats and leading on 6 other seats. And its total tally at the moment is 77. So if the BJP's tally remains below the 100 mark, as I said, knives might be out for the BJP, including within the party, especially given the performance of the party in Gujarat, in spite of the best efforts by its star campaigners, including Prime Minister Narendra Modi. But that said, Molly, BJP is holding on and has staved off 22-year-old anti-incumbency. That should also tell you something about the organization of the party in the state, and it continues to remain strong across the 4 regions of Gujarat, Saurashtra, North, Central and South Gujarat. But that said, BJP has done poorly in Saurashtra, and that might be a cause of concern for the party going forward.
And taking a cue from what you're saying, Ramesh, it's largely also been a prestige battle for the BJP, for Prime Minister Narendra Modi in terms of the state of Gujarat. In spite of 22 long years of anti-incumbency, the BJP has managed to sail through. Of course, not with the figure it had in mind before it took the plunge into this contest. 150 is the target that it had set for itself, an ambitious target. But given the Modi wave that the party has been tiding through, this was the benchmark that the party had set for itself, a rather ambitious target of 150, but it has fallen considerably short of that figure. 99 is the figure that the BJP now has managed to take in. But of course, when we look at the prestige battle, when we look at whether or not the BJP has successfully been able to latch on to the key issues, the entire trajectory that the campaign took, being heavily identity-centric, also focusing a lot on Pakistan, focusing a lot on Hindutva. But Ramesh, also let's take a step back and look at the macro picture once again in terms of the global reactions that have been coming in, specifically talking a little bit about how China has been closely watching this election in terms of the BJP winning in the state of Gujarat and Himachal Pradesh, being emboldened in terms of its economic reforms push, and that certainly plays a key role for Chinese companies doing business. Now, a victory for the BJP in both of these states means a rather emboldened party and bolder economic reforms.
Absolutely, Molly. You couldn't have put it better, but I'm told we could take a moment or two to listen in to what former Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Akhilesh Yadav, had to say in the last few hours.
सबसे बड़ा सवाल ये है, अगर जमीन की नाराजगी वोट में नहीं बदल रही है। मैं खुद गया था, बहुत ज्यादा गुजरात में नहीं घूमा, लेकिन सौराष्ट्र के कुछ हिस्सों में मैं गया। मैंने मूंगफली पैदा करने वाले किसानों से बात की, वो नाराज थे, उन्हें कीमत मूंगफली की नहीं मिल रही थी। कपास के किसान दुखी थे क्योंकि उन्हें जो कीमत मिलनी चाहिए वो नहीं मिल रही थी। नौकरी और रोजगार के सवाल सबने टीवी पर देखे हैं, और आरक्षण का जो बड़ा सवाल था जिससे लोग सड़कों पर निकल करके आए, उन्होंने अपनी नाराजगी दिखाई है। और वहीं व्यापारियों ने जो सूरत में करके दिखाया, और जगह जगह पर जो जीएसटी और नोटबंदी का जो असर था, मैं ये कह सकता हूं, अगर नाराजगी वोट में नहीं बदल रही है तो कहीं ना कहीं हम पॉलिटिकल पार्टी के लोगों को सोचना चाहिए कि आखिरकार जीत के लिए आपको करना क्या है। एक बात मैं कह सकता हूं, परिणाम के बाद, चुनाव प्रचार के बाद, बीजेपी की जो ताकत है वो लोगों को बहकाने की है। लोगों को डिस्ट्रैक्ट करने की ताकत अगर किसी में है तो वो बीजेपी में है।